Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm going to talk today about how the Cecil Rhodes statue at the University of Cape Town, UCT, was removed, and it should have been removed, and let me explain why, okay? Now, I don't believe in vandalizing or torching the statue. The statue needed to be removed by petition and by legal process. And there were a lot of things that happened after the Rhodes Must Fall movement that shouldn't have happened, like fees must fall and the F white people movement. So pretty much I believe the removing of the Cecil Rhodes statue was just to get enough moderate people to join, or people on the fence to join, or enough conservatives. There are plenty of conservatives who didn't like Cecil Rhodes either. To get enough conservatives to join, and then when they get in this movement, they realize how violent, how out of control the movement is. They can't get out of it because members may hunt them down. I mean, they're that dangerous of a group. But the Cecil Rhodes statue in itself needed to be removed, and let me explain, okay? All right, he wanted to unite all of Africa under the Union Jack, not just South Africa. He wanted to unite all of Africa against the African people's wishes under the Union Jack. And when he landed in the Cape Colony, he became governor of the Cape Colony for a while, but he was responsible for the Jameson Massacre that massacred a lot of Afrikaner mine workers. He ordered that, basically, for really no reason other than to exercise control of that area. And then also, as far as the differences between blacks and whites, he viewed blacks as racially inferior. He believed in a supreme or superior white race, which I don't agree with. But particularly when he was... what happened was, like, under his law, his rule of law, blacks had to live near the mines in gated communities, in the gated areas. They couldn't really leave the area of the mine. The black mine workers, well, the white mine workers could go move to town. They could live in town and then come to the mine to work and then go home, but black mine workers had no such luxury. Also around that time, if a white foreman killed a black mine worker, basically the worst he could be charged with probably was simple assault, and saying the assault was provoked. So he would get nothing more pretty much than a slap on the wrist. Basically, and not just black workers, but white workers too. I mean, you were guilty until proven innocent. If it was the worker against the foreman or a worker against the owner, like I said, you were guilty until proven innocent. There were hardly any trials by juries. It was basically corporate fascism under Cecil Rhodes. He was also never married. He hardly interacted with women. If he went to a party with his guy friends, he usually picked out the plainest woman. He said he thought he could never marry because he was destined for greatness, but he struggled in university. He had lots of business sense and made a good living as a businessman, but he couldn't hardly pass law school. That was his main goal, was to be a lawyer, or as the British call it, a barrister. He also, like I said, he had a lot of trouble in university, and when he was at Oxford, he didn't make much of an impression. So this is not somebody, and also like the Rhodes Scholarship, okay, I don't think people on the Rhodes Scholarship know what Cecil Rhodes stood for, okay? He donated a lot to the Rhodes Scholarship, but it was basically to unite, for the U.S., basically. It was basically because he wanted to see Britain control the United States again, so it was a false sense of goodwill, is why he wanted to do that. And he also admired Kaiser Wilhelm II and his rule in Germany. And Kaiser Wilhelm II, before Hitler, wanted to basically take over all of Europe under German control. And Kaiser Wilhelm II had a brutal record abroad. Cecil Rhodes' brutality was so bad that even Queen Victoria removed him as governor of the Cape Colony, because it was such a brutal regime that he ran. So the Cecil Rhodes statue came down at the University of Cape Town, and quite frankly, I was glad to see it come down. So anyways, hope everyone's doing well. Take care. God bless them. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.